Hey guys, welcome to my cryptocurrency channel. So my name's Kevin, and I've done a few channels before, but this is my first cryptocurrency channel, and I'm excited to be here. I think it's an amazing field to be in, and there's just so much opportunity. I I'm so glad to be here. I mean, I grew up through the internet.com era. I was a kid and I didn't know much about it, but it was going on during that time. This feels a lot, it just feels like being on the inside of it now. And so I'm just really glad to be here. I think that's so cool. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. Let me start with telling you how I got involved in cryptocurrency because it's just such an amazing story for every single person that gets involved because it's always, it's just how did you, hear about it? I mean, okay, so for me, this was during October. This was during the certainly after some kind of accumulation phase, somewhat of a mania phase because I took an Uber to my friend's house and he was like, uh, he was like, dude, you gotta get involved with Bitcoin. I mean, we were just talking about whatever, random stuff. And he was like, you've got to just be involved with Bitcoin, whatever you do. Like, look, it's this revolutionary thing. It's changing the way that we do money. It's changing the way that banks are going to be involved in our lives. It's going to. He was like, look, I can sell you a house just from you want to buy a house, you give me the money, you can buy it, no banks involved. And I was like, I don't know what you're talking about, man, but okay. And he's like, you gotta get in Bitcoin. And after that, I went home and I just started looking into Bitcoin, and that was around October. That was around October when it was around 5,000 ish dollars. And I remember thinking like, this is a really cool deal. And I thank God I tipped that guy really well because he deserved every little bit of it. Because I knew he just from his excitement. So this was the mania phase, and it was about $5,000. And I remember thinking I should get in on it now, but I didn't do it. I stayed on the sidelines, and I didn't know anything. I didn't know much about anything, and I was like, I don't know what to do. How do I buy Bitcoin? Like, I saw it going up every day, but I had no idea that it was going to skyrocket to what it did. Now, to be fair, I think I would have gotten out around like 12,000 because I'd been watching it every day, and I remember thinking 12,000 is surely where it's got to stop. This is a huge gain. I think I would have gotten out around there, but I didn't even get into it, so I wish I had. But I didn't get into it after it fell either, so that's good. I didn't put any money in now. I have zero money into Bitcoin or any altcoins. So just remember that. Remember that for later. And I I've been following it and just gathering information, and now months later, it's like this is why I made this video because we're at such an exciting moment in Bitcoin's history. It seems like nobody knows. I don't know. Don't listen to me. But it just seems like here we are. Like we had this giant crash and a recovery. Now there's basically two opinions going around right now. Either that Bitcoin's in a bubble and this is the end of the bubble and it's popped and we're experiencing the decline and the return to the mean. And the other thought is that Bitcoin hasn't even really begun to spike yet, but we're going to see some kind of like resurgence, or that it's already bottomed out and returned to the mean, and then we're going to see some more growth, basically. So either up or down. That's the two kind of opinions going around, basically. So, and there's a lot of emotion involved. There's a lot of emotion involved, and I hear a lot of people saying like, yeah, the the ladder. It's going to go up. It's going to go up, and it's going to, keep increasing in value and stuff like that. I'm personally of the opinion that it's not going to. Like, we're in the bubble. This is the end stage, and we're about to hit capitulation. So, just I don't know. I'm not a financial advisor. Nobody knows what's going on. But just be aware. Try to do your research and come to your conclusions. I mean, it looks like a bubble to me. That's just where I'm going with it. It kind of looks like a bubble, and that's just, to me, it seems like the safe bet. So, but just remember, there's a lot of emotion involved. I have emotion involved because I haven't invested anything yet. My best outcome would be that it returns to $4, $5, or $6,000, and I can buy up all I want. So just remember that everyone's got emotions involved. So, but we're at this point where it's like, what's it gonna do? What is it? Where's it gonna go? It can either go up or down, or it can just stay in the middle and not really do a whole lot. That's happened in previous times, and we might not know exactly where it's gonna go for another month, but it seems like that it's at this point where it wants to really make a move. I mean, is it going to break up? Is it going to break past the new 12,000, the $12,000 mark that it last hit in February 20th? About? Is it going to break past that, or is it going to go lower? I mean, and it doesn't really mean anything, to be honest, because it could go up and then it could crash down, or it could go down but have another comeback. So I personally think we're towards the end, and here's the arguments that I hear. So, like, a lot of the arguments I hear are, a lot of it comes down to financial institutions and technology, the utility of it really increasing. If you look at the GitHubs, Bitcoin has had the Lightning Network for implemented, and it's really starting to really implement it. Coinbase has seen SegWit, I believe, and it's introducing it into its system. Now, actually, really putting it in. So there's a lot of utility aspects, and there's the aspect of investment firms. Now, I want to start with the investment firms. I thought that was a pretty good argument and a pretty valid argument at first, but when I really think about it, if I think about an investment firm, they probably think a lot along the same lines as, like, they can look at it and be like, that looks kind of like a bubble. And they know a bubble when they see one. They don't know that it's a bubble per se, but just the fact that it looks like one is probably pretty convincing to them. And they know that not any one of them can, I mean, they can't just hold up the market on their own. So they would have to have some sort of concerted effort to really prop it all the way up, and that's not going to happen. So what they probably are all doing, if they're just playing the odds, is they're thinking the less conservative ones are probably riding the highs and lows. They're probably trying to make money off the peaks, but they surely know that they can't put all their money in there, and or a lot of their money, and expect that it's going to just go up. There's a good chance that it could go down. So I think they're probably waiting for a more, the next phase of the bubble after capitulation. After capitulation, if it is a bubble, I think they would wait for that. And like I said, the less conservative ones are, riding the highs and lows. The utility part, I mean, it's not really about utility right now. It's really just about hype. And, you take a look at Google Trends. You've seen this kind of go around. Um, Coin. You've seen this graph. I mean, it represents. It looks like a bubble. Uh, Popped December 17, December 16. So chicken before the egg. I don't know, but pretty steady decline. You see a decline there. That's the general population. I mean, that's a fair look at the general population's take on Bitcoin. So you don't have the general population, you don't have the investment firms. Kind of seems like you're just following a bubble, and you know. So that's my opinion on it. I'm kind of a third wave crypto. This is third wave crypto time. I got in during this bubble, like probably a lot of people here now. I got in for this ride, and I've been here. And if you're still around, I think this is a great time for you because you don't have money in it maybe, and you didn't get in for $1,000 or $2,000 or $5,000. But there's another opportunity coming up, and there's another bubble coming up. I mean, I don't really get into technical analysis. I don't think I'm an econ major, and a lot of my professors really kind of hammered in that there's just the idea there's way too many variables to kind of test that out. But I think you can tell when there's an ending, and there's a beginning of a bubble, and that much you can tell. So that's kind of where I'm going with it. But you never know. You never know where it can go. You never know. I mean, there's been other bubbles where it spiked right after recently spiking. It just seems too volatile for me right now. But this is an amazing time, assuming it does pop and it levels out or returns to the mean. Then this is a great time for people like me to buy up. People like you, if you're just now getting into this, now is the time in 2 to 3 months maybe to buy up all that Bitcoin, buy up all those altcoins, get that Ether, get that Cardano, get that VeChain maybe. I don't know. I hope to do a little bit of more altcoin stuff in the future. So, but yeah, I think that what really made me make this video was like we're at this precipice. It seems like where it's gonna make a choice, up or down, and it's really interesting. It's really cool to be a part of this. So that's just kind of my opening thoughts on where we are right now. I think it's gonna go up, maybe a little bit more. It could spike above 12,000, but I think ultimately it's going to go down. Now, I'm not a financial advisor. Do your own research. Don't listen to me. This is a volatile market, but I think there's good things on the horizon. The technology is definitely improving. Like I said, there was definitely improvements in the utility of Bitcoin. Ether's got a lot of amazing things coming out, but it's just not really what it's about. It's about what is it? This is new technology, FOMO, and I think that those things are going to be important in the future in 2018. But I think that right now, you know, I just don't know if this is the right time. For me, I'm not going to buy in right now. You do whatever you want, but I'm not buying in right now. I'm going to wait a little bit. But yeah, guys, I'm excited to see the future of what this graph will look like. I'm excited to see it because there's so many amazing, good, and prosperous things in this industry. And it's just, if you're a part of it right now, You're so lucky. All right, guys, I want to wrap this up. This is my first video, so thanks for watching. Like the video, subscribe to the video, and I'll see you guys next time, okay? We'll talk some more about blockchain and Bitcoin. All right? All right.